Signal's coming from in here.
Thought you said this place was decommissioned.
Yeah.
Doesn't look decommissioned to me.
No, it doesn't. But it's definitely deserted.
Hey Andy, look at this. I could probably fry synthetic for one of these if I just up the juices.
Hey guys, welcome back to Miniature Adventures. So today, we are going to be looking at LV427's take on the Alien Romulus Cryo Lab. Now, I really love that movie. I know it's divided amongst the fans. I personally really love the movie. There was a lot of things in there that I thought were cool. I like the fact it gone back to Prometheus. You know, I understand it's a hot take, but I enjoyed the prequels. Yes, I agree with a lot of people that they needed to make it more clear that David basically created an offshoot of the Xenomorph rather than the creator of the Xenomorph. But whatever. All that aside, Alien Romulus, the Cryo Lab. Now, this is obviously LV427's kind of take on it, so it's not exact, but it is a good representation of that scene. And we're going to take a closer look at some of the stuff that we kind of saw in the movie that they've incorporated into this. Now, I really do like this. This is kind of reminiscent of the lab that we see in Alien Resurrection that they released, which was really kind of cool, and some of their other bits and pieces. Now, this could easily be kind of using the adapters incorporated into like Hadley's Hope that they've done, and a lot of the other things, so that we can build a, you know, alien-esque laboratory, research station, or whatever. Obviously, it would fit with not Romulus, sorry. It will fit with the Nostromo, so we could have this on board. So let's take a look. Now, we're going to do the dodgy cam for a second, because I kind of want to move around and show it in situ. So first things first, you're going to notice that we have the corridor. I love it. We got the two view windows, and then we kind of have a junction here, and basically secure door in, which I think is great and fantastic. We've got the standard kind of tiles that we're used to seeing with theirs, and then we've got what I can only assume is kind of like the DNA sequences, embryo sequences, stuff like that, which I really do like. And if we get this closer, not that one, sorry, dodgy editing there, that one had a bit of supports left on it. So this is the, I guess you could call it embryo formatting or processing computer. We've got the facehugger storage here, which we're going to take a look at. We see some back there, and these are modular, so you can put in basically as many as you want, which is great and fantastic. I like that. Lots of space for kind of role-playing aspects, lots of bits. We've got completely modular, so here we can move this to the side, and we've got some beautiful kind of walls there. But most importantly, we have the CO2, not CO2, well, the cryo canisters, and then we have the embryo storage. Now, you can leave these blank, or print off enough, and you basically get this storage rack. And if you look, there's the face huggers in there. I love that idea. And I was going to fill this all up, but I kind of want to show you can have different options in that aspect. So you can have them completely filled. They do just slot in there, but I've glued these in because it just needed a bit of extra sticking, in my opinion. And then we've got obviously the opposite wall there, and we've got the walls here. Pretty basic in what is here, not in its design, and definitely not in the role-playing aspects of it. You know, it just really does, in my opinion, bring in the Romulus into this environment, gives us some Romulan-esque kind of terrain, and, you know, opens up that storyline a lot. Now, you don't need to stick to the movie. Obviously, you know, Weyland-Yutani were doing a lot more experiments than just on that station. I personally believe. Yeah, Alien Earth. If you go by that, you know, they've got that kind of stuff. So I really do kind of feel that this will add to a lot of role play aspects, and you could kind of go the Romulus aspect in that, you know, maybe it's an abandoned research station or a research base or even a research ship, and this is on board, and maybe some of the facehuggers have escaped and kind of running around, which I really like the idea of. That is probably one of my favorite scenes, is seeing all those facehuggers explode out that door and chase them. But anyway, so this is the Alien Romulus. Now, this took about a day and a half to print, and it took about 1 kilogram of filament, roughly. It was about 1 kilogram of filament to print all of this, and that was on the standard setting. So not too bad for a room this size, this much detail, this many computers and options, which I really liked. That honestly isn't a bad deal at all. Now, we do have this, so if you want to give us an email at miniatureadventuregames@gmail.com, if you really want to add this to your roleplay games, we can print this for you. We do have a printing service, and any of the terrain that you see, we do have available at various different scales, and depending on the order, we might have some in stock, otherwise we may have to just print it, and it'll take a little while. But that is it, guys. That is it from us. Thank you very much for watching. Tell me, would you use this in your games? What ideas do you have to use this in your games? I know I certainly, once I get to play the Alien RPG, I'm definitely going to be using this. I may even adapt some missions on the Nostromo or on Hadley's Hope. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps. Hit that like button and comment below. And we'll see you next time.